It is time for the Community Insider, our weekly partnership with the LA Sentinel, and correspondent Leah Zora is joining us now in studio with more. We love our partnership that we have, and we had a special partnership last weekend with fire relief.
Yes, so the LA Sentinel hosted a wildfire recovery and rebuild conference, and it was a huge success. 600 people showed up to come out and get support to just learn about the rebuild process, because it's really complicated. The goal of the conference really was to just help people understand, and so there were a lot of different workshops. For example, there was a trauma care session about how to manage stress. USC actually showed up and had a mindfulness technique class, but one of the key ones was about fire debris removal, because that is really tricky. And so one thing for people to know is that property owners actually have until April 15th to get the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to remove fire debris for free. And so if you don't actually sign up for them, you're going to have to pay for it, and unfortunately FEMA will not be able to reimburse you. So the conference overall was really to help people reconnect and learn what they need to do and find a supportive community. And it really wouldn't be possible without the sponsors like KCAL, so thank you all so much. And so if you want some more information about the recovery process and these things, you can go to recovery.lacounty.gov, or you can call 844-347-332.
Of course, and that was our own Pat Harvey there at the conference helping out with that. And you also have a story this week about a cleanup event in West Athens.
Yeah, so there's a group of nonprofits that are coming together to help clean up the community, and you can be a part of it. There are volunteer opportunities with groups called Rising Communities and the Crenshaw Organization. They've actually partnered with Clean California, and they are hosting what's called the West Athens Cleanup Days. There's one this month, and there's another one later in June. And there's a really interesting backstory. One of the founders, Keith Crenshaw, the founder of Crenshaw Organization, he has a passion for cleaning up. He overcame homelessness himself, and he really recognized that, you know, litter can impact your mental health. And so he really wanted to get out there and advocate for cleaner streets and just a clean environment. And so one of the first cleanup events that he had in August last year, it was a huge success. There were food trucks, there was music, you know, the police chief's department joined the efforts, and the partnership has just developed into a really beautiful thing. So if you want to get involved, the first cleanup is April 22nd on Earth Day, and it will be near the West Athens Victory Garden. And there's another one, it's on Saturday, June 14th at Normandy and Manchester Boulevard. So if you want to find out more, you can go to thecrenshaw.org.
Okay, and finally, you had a special group of graduates.
Yeah, this is a really beautiful story. So a foster youth development program has come together, and they're celebrating the very first class of foster kids who joined an organization called A Greater Me, or AGM for short. And this was their first cohort. So it was designed by a guy named Michael K. Jules. He's a social worker with over 15 years of experience. And he says one of his goals is to get AGM to help disrupt the foster care to prison pipeline. Unfortunately, America's foster care system, these kids face a disproportionate rate of incarceration and legal troubles for, you know, all sorts of reasons. And so AGM is really working to change that by hosting things like this. It's a 5-week program, and it equips these kids with life skills to really help them set up for success. They have workshops on financial literacy, job readiness, interview skills, self-care, conflict resolution. So it's really, really helpful. And you can see the class here. They hosted this at the Greater Bethel Catholic Cathedral Church of LA, and 20 young men were recognized for their achievements, and they were really, really proud of themselves.
Well,
and
they should be. It's really an important program, because so many of these foster youth at a certain age, you know, they're just out.
Exactly.
Without necessarily all the skills they need. So
exactly.
Thanks so much, Leah. Appreciate that. And for all the information on these stories and so much more, be sure to check out this week's edition of the Los Angeles Sentinel. You can scan that QR code right there on your screen for all of the details.